Hi, folks. Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with AstrologyMojo. I want to help you get your mojo back. If you're new to me, um, I say that the planets in astrology or any celestial sphere does not make you do anything, that we live in a cooperation with the cosmos so that when the planets make a move, you feel it. When you make a move, it's reflected by way of aspects and angles in an astrological chart. So that leaves you with the power. Surprise! Oh my God. I wanted to sound like a Muppet and I forgot which one makes that sound. Anyway, we're talking about the solar eclipse in Taurus today and also the Mercury in retrograde coming up, which begins on May 10th in the sign of Gemini and then retrogrades back into Taurus by, I believe it's May 22nd, and then ending on June 3rd. So, hi, good morning, Renee. So come say hello to me. We're gonna talk about, hey Elizabeth, hello. We're gonna talk about what you want to accomplish in the next 2 months by letting go of some stuff that no longer serves you. That would be the South Node in Scorpio. That would be the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, and planting seeds for that valuable future, whatever you value. That would be Taurus. What's your security factor? Yes, money. Okay, sure. How do you make your money? But it's bigger than that. It's the actions you have, it's the thoughts you think, it's the people you associate with. If you no longer value what's happening, and I want you to pay so close attention to those moments that you just ignore. Oh, that's just them. Okay, but it really bothers you, but you ignore it for, the sake of, oh, we'll just keep it light. Let me tell you, when the Mercury in retrograde comes, we're already in the pre-phase of it for a lot of people, especially if you're a Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius, or have any version in your chart of those major three, your holy earthly astrological trinity, sun, rising, moon, and you have that inclination to do something different, but someone goes, oh really, what, why would you? Okay. Or your friends or your coworkers or your boss or your employees or your family members, and we'll put them in a special category because we can't change anyone, we can't seek to change anyone, right? But and you can't just say, yeah, I'm never going to talk to you again. Well, you could, if it's a toxic relationship, no matter who it is, you just walk away. Just walk away. But for the average family, it's the barbecues, the picnics, the holidays, it's Uncle Ted gonna talk his stories about the war. Okay, and you smile and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people in your life that are showing you something that you no longer value. And maybe you didn't know that you valued it. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you just wanted to have somebody nearby, somebody you could chat with and hang out with, or somebody that, would sometimes listen when you were going through something. But if they don't, and if it's more about them, there needs to be a restructuring of your value system. And what it looks like a lot of times, especially with Taurus involved, is Taurus is not the one to jump to make a transition or a change. It's more of a plodding. Yeah, let me think about it. I got to feel it through. Maybe this works for me. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. What are you doing over there? Let's go have a cup of tea and we'll talk about it. Let's go watch a movie. Who wants mac and cheese? Right? Good morning, Pam and Latasha. So if it's in your awareness that something is just like bothering you, this is the time frame, the next 2 months, that it's really going to escalate if you do not minimize by altering your vibe. You cannot change other people. I heard someone say to me the other day, oh yeah, my friend and I are going through this thing, but they're coming along, and as soon as I can get them to, and I went, As soon as you can get them to what? Change? No. And they laughed at me. You cannot get anyone to change. You're the one who changes. And then your vibration brings to you whatever's happening else in your life. I'm just going to keep moving my hands because look, you see that? That's what you are. That is what you are on the inside. So when you're that, who has time for BS? When you're that, you want to just, glow and create and explore and discover opportunities that help you to be more of that. Okay? Let me just bring up the chart now. I'm going to share the screen. Whoops. Thanks for being here. Hey, I am live and I am alive. Okay. There it is. That was quick. Okay. So the April 30th is the date of the Taurus solar eclipse, but we're already in the vibe of it. And we can see by then, look at those groupings. All right. I can't actually point to this like on the screen. I don't know. It doesn't work that way in this program, but we have a grouping of Mars, Neptune, Venus, Jupiter will all be in Pisces by the 26th. They will be, but we're looking at the future of the chart of April 30th, 2022. And we look and see, look at these pairings. We've got Moon, Sun, Uranus, North Node in Taurus by the 30th. And I've talked about this before because I think it's important that you understand. It's not, I talk about it once and then it goes away and then, oh yeah, we're on to the next thing. Okay, this is lasting. This is huge. The last time Jupiter and Neptune were together in the same constellation was in the mid 1800s. And a lot of technology changed. Sigmund Freud was born. There were a lot of changes afoot. And when we look at what Pisces represents, it's the ideal vision. Ultimately, it is the ideal vision. So anytime you feel obligated, now we're coming back to the Taurus energy of being valued and valuing something, having security. Anytime you feel obligated, obligado to do something that you really don't want to do, you need to speak up. Vocal. Excuse me. Yeah, I know I volunteered for that 6 months ago, but things have changed and now I'm headed in another direction. But I will help you find another volunteer. Yeah. And thank you so much for the opportunity. That's it. You're done. What a relief. Because the burden that you will carry, let's look at Saturn, which loves burdens. Saturn in Aquarius, it's like, yeah, I'm going to free myself right now. And again, it's not the planets or any of the celestial spheres that are doing anything to you. What I'm looking at when I see this, come on, wrong way. That way. It's backwards. When I see this, I see people just come into that place of, I'm not wasting my time, my precious breath, my energy on anything that no longer resonates with me, because then I stay stuck either in the third dimension reality, which is victim perpetrator. Let me just get rid of this for a moment. Okay. So let's just take a moment and talk about this. The third dimension reality is the victim perpetrator. That's survival of the fittest. Then there's fourth dimension reality where all the constructs happen. That's where people's realities get put into a timeline with many different dimensional aspects to them. So there's people who say, oh yes, I believe in unicorns, and then they have experiences with unicorns and or near-death experiences, or let's talk about the hierarchy of angels, or let's talk about religion, or let's talk about metaphysics, or I've tried 15,000 modalities and this is what happened to me. And so in the fourth dimension reality, the constructs happen. That is the liminal space. Oh, I have to find that picture I once posted of, I think it was a frog, a baby tiny frog, and he had two hands, like one on each flower stem. Liminal is you have a foot in both worlds, fourth dimension reality. And so it's a matter of choice. What do you want to believe? What do you choose to believe? If you believe that you have to suffer and struggle before you can attain enlightenment or have money or a relationship, then that's where you're going to stay, is in the fourth dimension reality. There is no judgment. There is no right or wrong. We're all in it. We're all in it. Some people have a foot also in the fifth dimension reality where they overcome obstacles without too much effort and without struggling, because the level of consciousness is raised to the point of saying, I am that. If I am that, what else could I be? What could I be in 3D form, where you can, touch things and move them and have wonderful experiences that make you feel alive, make you feel like the spark that you are, the divine spark that you are. So while you're in this experience, along comes a solar eclipse that sheds light on what you've been manifesting consciously, and then the lunar eclipse, what you've been manifesting unconsciously. So they work in tandem. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Come say hello to me. We are talking about the eclipses, yes, but how it coincides with the Mercury in retrograde upcoming in May, on May 10th. But, figure by the end of April on the eclipse, the Mercury in retrograde pre-shadow phase is already in effect. Starts off in Gemini. Let me bring up the chart again. Starts off in Gemini, and then I have another chart I want to show you, but I'm only allowed to share one thing on the screen. I'm going to stop that. And now let me go to the place. Share screen. Share screen. Window. Let me see. I think it's that one. Okay. Now, here we are all the way in May 29th. May 29th. And we're already, I want to back that up. Let's just back that up. Ooh, time. We can play with time. When you're that, you can play with time. Okay. So let's go a little faster. All right. So let's look at that and just say, by May 18th, but it's May 10th, but you're already in it, in the middle of it, so to speak. So by May 18th, the Mercury retrograde in Gemini is also conjunct the sun in Taurus, which is still firing up the solar eclipse in Taurus. It's what do I value, and with whom and why. Value system, big time. Okay. We have to appropriate funds for bills. Well, now we're going to appropriate energy to manifest. And you might just do what everyone does. And that is 2 steps forward, 15 steps back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, pausing, waiting, liminal, do I, don't I? That's okay while you assess. You have to know, that's what the fourth dimension reality is all about. You have to know, if I do this thing with this person, or if I go on this vacation or take this herbal remedy or whatever the choice is, if I do it, who will I be? How will I feel? I won't know till I do it. Or maybe your intuition is screaming at you, which it never screams. But maybe it's quietly telling you, you already know, don't do it. Or you already know, go forward. And so these things are going to help you get to the next level for business, for relationships, for having fun, for, experiencing whatever you came to this world to experience. So now, well, let's just say here we are in May, and we're looking at the, I feel like I have to sneeze. Not now. The allergies this month have been crazy. So Mercury in Gemini is going to bring up how you think you think. How you think about what you value. Is that a complete sentence? I think it is. And whatever you want to do with that is going to determine the next 6 months of your life. So you might narrow it down to, okay, if I feel obligated, I don't want to feel that way anymore. If you don't mind feeling obligated, then, there's nothing left for us to talk about, which is fine. But if you feel obligated and you don't want to feel that way, That's when you go to that new place of discomfort and you say, I have to make a new plan. Um, I have to make a different choice, one that I value above all others. And that also means you have to stop people pleasing. Okay. Will you do that for me? Will you stop people pleasing for me? Yeah. Okay, Elaine, I'll make you happy. Um, no, make you happy. That's the point. You make you happy and then everything else happens. Ooh, write that one down. That's a poster. So, this issue, whatever this issue has been for you, and you know what the issue is, and you know you've been feeling it for a month, a year, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. You know it. You know what it is. It makes me uncomfortable that I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could tell someone exactly how I feel. I've had friends in my life who, when I was going through something difficult in the past, I would hear from them, 6 months later and go, yeah, I was really worried about you. And it's like, well, where were you when you were worried about me? Well, I didn't think it was right that I could. It's like, okay, you know what? Get over yourself. That's it. That's the bottom line. The Scorpio lunar eclipse is going to help you say, get over yourself to other people. And then to you, big time in the mirror. That's where you look in the mirror and you go, oh, I've been circling this drain. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't, why? So, but we do it with compassion and we do it with forethought now more than ever. Does that make sense? Anybody? Yes? Yeah? Please like, share, subscribe. You can go to astrologymojo.com and get your free birth chart. If you haven't already gotten it, and you can see where 10 degrees of Taurus is going to be in your chart. Let me see. Wait a minute. 10 degrees, 23-ish minutes at the time of the solar eclipse. And when you know where 10 degrees, let's just say this is your chart. You're a Taurus sun, you're a Leo rising, and you're a Capricorn moon. Let's just say this is it. If you know where 10 degrees is, and in this chart, well, I can't directly point to it, but you can see by the outside cusps of the numbers, 17 degrees. So it would be in your 9th house. And that would light up parts of your chart that deal with contracts or travel or your higher awareness. Right. So I want you to look at where the eclipse falls in your chart. And keep yourself to task. Really ask yourself, why did I, I feel so silly. A friend of mine said to me the other day, I feel like the whole day, anything that came out of my mouth was just stupid comments, incomplete sentences or stupid. And I was like, okay, stop judging yourself. And that's number one. You want to evaluate, not judge. There's a difference. There's a very big distinction. You understand that, right? So as I'm fighting off a huge sneeze, I'm going to pull a card from the Universal Law of Conscious Creation deck and ask, how is everyone doing? Who's here? Hi, Amy's here. That's right, Pam. Yes, we don't have time for BS anymore. I'm just going to get rid of this picture for the moment. Latanja, definitely feeling less connected to those energies. I'm so glad. Hey, Shauna's here. And I think it's important too that when you start to evaluate little segments of your life and you look at, I've got this project to work on with so-and-so at the office. And, they told me this and they never came through. Now it's all on me. Blah, 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 blah. All right, we're going to stop that. The chatter has to stop. Give yourself 3 minutes, like set an egg timer or something and just bitch and moan and go. Blah, 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 blah. Now stop. Now what do you want to do? Let's value. Do I value holding resentment? Do I value not speaking up from the beginning when they gave me this partner? Do I value not, moving forward with a different choice? It's about what you value. So now we need to move in a new direction and stop talking about the past and regurgitate the same vibration over and over again. Then you're not that. Then you're something gray. out there. And then you can't get to where you want to go. And it's nobody's fault. It's not your fault. It's no one is to blame. There's no judgment. It all comes down to a choice. I want to make a healthy choice right now about what I have for lunch, or I'm going to make a healthy choice right now about when you see the phone ring, okay? When you see your phone ring and you see who's calling and your body goes, ugh, don't answer it. Unless you think it's an emergency, like a do or die emergency, you don't answer it. You wait until you feel that like that. You wait until you feel like you are the spark, that pure conscious love, divine spark, that eternal celestial being that you are. And then you answer the phone. And that vibration, oh my gosh, all these things just flew out. Okay. So whatever is coming to you is an actual reflection of what you think you are or what you're vibing in the moment. And then what you really want to find is your desire. What's the desire? Where do you want to go? How do you want to feel? How would you like to express that desire? Oh, it's so fun and easy. Now, it's okay. Some things have to get done. You've got to meet with a tax attorney, or you've got to, get your teeth cleaned, or whatever the thing is, right? You just got to do stuff, but you don't have to enter the stuff with that feeling of resentment or obligation or resistance. Ultimately, the Taurus energy on the downside equals resistance. What are you resisting? If I say, if you're coming to my house, can you please set the table? And you're like, oh, I just got here. Okay. And then we go off in a conversation that has nothing to do with anything, especially that. Right. So that's when you stop and you say, okay, of course I'll set the table, but just give me a few minutes. That was easy. Where's that Staples button I can push? It's in the kitchen. Right? Because all too many times we are trained unconsciously to serve the needs of another. And so we react. We react instead of respond. So I want you to, in as many moments as possible, respond by pausing. Pause. Someone rushes in and says, oh, we got to get to the post office, and I need to blah, 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 blah. And you say, okay. You know what? I'm going to have my sip of magical purple water, and then I'm going to put my shoes on, and I'll help you. Butterfly pea flower, actually, is what this is. It doesn't actually have a taste. It's got good antioxidants, but you can add whatever flavor you like. I do a little bit of stevia. Does the trick. Okay, right? Oh, Pam, thank you for loving my show today. Please pass it along. Like, share, subscribe, comment, because I'm now broadcasting in the blind. I'm broadcasting. Remember those movies you hear broadcasting in the blind, SOS. No, I'm broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. Oh, I drink that too. I add hibiscus. Good. I just ordered some. I can't wait. Now I'm going to make real purple drink with hibiscus in it. Latanja thinks I'm magical. Who here thinks you're magical? Who else thinks they are magical? Raise your hand. Like, of course you're magical. You're that. We all are. We're all like little sparks flying around. Woohoo. All right, let me just look at the chart one more time. Now, I did want to pull another card, so hang on. Oh my gosh. You are magic. Yes. Oh, thank you. Magical. All right. So by the time I get to Phoenix, it'll be 90 minutes because that's how long it takes from where I live. By the time we get to the retrograde, Mercury in retrograde, it's not the planet doesn't actually move backwards, okay? It's just that our perception from the planet Earth, as we move along the ecliptic plane around the sun, One of us is closer to the sun and looks like we go faster, and the other one is further away. It looks like it's going slower. That's all a retrograde is. So, but astrologically, and what importance we place on it. And this is one of those fourth dimension reality things, because by fifth and sixth dimension, there's no construct. There is no male God. There is no angry whatever. There's no heaven, hell. There's none of that. There is you as that, creating consciously with values in the moment. But while we're in the fourth dimension talking about astrology, and remember, the planets aren't doing anything to you. When I look at a Mercury in retrograde, it's a collective time of people stepping back. It is Latin, and it means to step back. So what comes in a Mercury in retrograde, okay, coupled with, let's get that image back up here. But what comes in a Mercury in retrograde is based on what you're thinking. So your vibration is going to be thinking, and it's kind of a phenomenon that I like to see, that whether or not you believe in planets or angels or energy, everybody goes backward in time. Oh, remember that, something falls out of a book and you go, oh my gosh, I found this, just fell out the other day. Here's me at 3. And this was like a picture taken of a picture. And wait a minute, this was April 1963. Okay, me. April 1963. That's me. And I found that picture the other day and I was like, I actually remember feeling like that picture looks throughout my entire life. So anytime I feel like that, I go back into, where's the insecurity? Where do I not value? I remember that couch and how itchy it was, and I hated sitting there. I just remember that feeling of being like insecure. And when I see that image and then feel that feeling, and I will immediately scan, where in my life do I feel like that? I have to say, very few places. Work in progress. But when you start to feel something, because, you see a picture of yourself, or you hear about a friend you hadn't seen since high school and they just passed away, and you're like, oh, wait, oh, man. Oh, and I was thinking of them the other day. I should have reached out. It's like we're going to have these feelings that come back from the past. And then there's going to be the people who come back from the past, and you're thinking, nice to see you. It's been nice to see you. And I wish you well on your journey without me. And those are going to be definite values, right? So you want to be very aware of what comes back your way from the past, because we have the solar eclipse, and then we have the north node in Taurus. Then we have the lunar eclipse and the south node in Taurus. Then we have the lineup of Pisces, and then we have the Mercury in retrograde. All of that telling me that you are wanting to make magic, but you need to raise your vibration, because the thing that you want, let's just say you wanted to buy this crystal, and you say to yourself, and it's a dendrite, by the way, has beautiful imagery. Can you see that? It's like, has faces and eyes and trees and hobbits and whatever. And you say to yourself, yeah, I don't deserve it yet, or I can't afford it yet, or I should probably give it to someone else. I know my friend really loves that, and I should probably, if I can only buy one, I don't know. So you start to deliberate, and you negotiate with yourself about your value. Buy it. Ask for it as a gift for your birthday, or for Christmas, or for October 1st. It doesn't matter. That it's important that you start looking at where your limitations are. And I have heard people say, oh yeah, I have no problem with money. Yeah, I'm good with money. Money comes and goes. I have no problem with money. And then 3 sentences later, out of the other side of their mouth, there's like, well, you got to be careful, because, that can be pricey. Well, if you have no problem with money, why is it pricey? So the contradiction is going to show itself. You're going to witness it in other people. It's going to be, get some popcorn, enjoy the show. But when you start to speak your contradictions, and you do have them, and we all do, because you have that feeling of I deserve, I don't. So when you create those vibrations, it comes to you, but then it stops. It's delayed. It's right. It's dangling over there. And you're like, wait, but I paid my dues. I made the money. I paid my bills. I was kind. I gave at Christmas. I did all these wonderful things. How come I can't have this thing, this relationship, this job, this dream come true? Why can't I have it? Why can't I have it? And then we have hissy fits and little tantrums. And I think it's important that you take a nice deep breath in those moments and say, hey, self, go find a mirror and go, hey, self, I love you. I love you, but you're feeling a little peakish. What's that? What is that? What's that feeling? Feel like you don't deserve? You feel like, sitting on the couch and you got your finger in your mouth because you're insecure? That's okay. I want to find that feeling, and I want to resolve that. I'm going to move that energy. That's what the solar eclipse is going to show you, how to value what you feel so that you can move that lunar eclipse energy of, I'm hiding. I have to hide. I'm in the shadows. I don't deserve it. It's too much. I better manipulate. I can manipulate with sweetness. That would be okay. I can get what I want. Hey, they just undercharged me. I'm not going to tell them. That's okay. I deserve that money. I've put a lot of money into that. And so the negotiation starts. Be honest. Be truthful. Be present. Does that make sense? Oshana says, I confronted and pushed through hidden insecurities masquerading as comfort zone. Yes. Thank you. Perfect. Let me just put a little star on that. Yes. Yes. Because those places that we sit in are familiar and they're comfortable, albeit not sustainable. So then we go to that next moment and say, well, then it's the justification that comes. Well, I did what I did because, well, look at her. I mean, come on. She wasn't coming to me, or he wasn't telling me. So at least I did something. Okay, whoa. There is no need for defense. There is no need for justification. There is only you. And look at it like this. Me, myself, and I are in a room. Who's talking? Is it me? The me that I see now? Is it myself? The ego that I have created in my construct to negotiate this world? Or is it the I, the super I? That side. Or is it all of it? So once you can distill it down, then you can find that moment where you're okay. No judgment, no shame, no guilt. You let that go. The past is over. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, just a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What time is it? It's now. Wait a minute. What time is it now? It's now. Wait, what happened a minute ago? It's gone. Forget it. It's over. And we're going to get sad, and we're going to feel fried, and we're going to be happy, and we're going to want to jump up and down and fly. And we're going to want to plant a garden and invite people over, and then freak out and overwhelm, and then create limitations and standards and justifications. And we're going to do all the stuff that we always do, except now it's going to feel so much more in focus. Like you are looking at the things that no longer resonate, and you smile and say, wow, oh my gosh, that's what's happening, period. Not I'm better or worse than that person. Not I'm more or less than that person. It's like, that's what's happening. Okay. Do I value that? What's happening? If I do, I will continue this vibration, which brings me closer to the thing that I have been hoping to manifest. Because the more you take that, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. That narrow vision takes you out of the vibration of the joy of being. And then you stop being that. And now you're a particle, like one of these things. And it's like, and those particles don't get you where you want to go faster. They don't. They stop you, because you then in your negotiation, you think of, how do I navigate through the construct I have created that says, I have to be a good person. I have to be honest. I'm feeling really crappy right now, but I have to put a fake smile on my face because I have to go have lunch with a bunch of people I don't really want to have lunch with. And I never said no to begin with because they invited me. And you go through this, where it's like a pinball machine of thoughts and feelings. Be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself, be present, and go moment by moment in as many moments as possible. Move toward the thing that helps you to feel alive. That's the point. Okay. So one last card, and then remember that next week I will be talking more about the eclipses. And let me see, when is next week? Today is the 14th, so the 21st. Okay. So because on the 28th, I will be doing oracle readings for the solar eclipse. But on the 21st, I want to talk about, is there something you would like to talk about, by the way? If there is, please let me know. Post a comment and let me know if there's a topic in astrology or in metaphysics that you would like to discuss. Please let me know. We can have an open forum on the 21st of April. Let me know. This is when the sun will now be, well, I think it moves in on the 19th, but we'll be in Taurus. But what do you value? What do you want to talk about next week on the 21st? Let me know, and then we can go do that. All right. Right now, here's a card to get us through the week. A little bit of assistance from all aspects of our higher being. The collective. The whole, the pure conscious love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being. Okay. There we go. Ooh, well, we're gonna feel a lot of this. Okay, emotion. And the number on that is 9. Number 9, number 9, number 9. Number 9. Who remembers that? Okay. Blah. Emotions are going to ride high in the next 2 months, especially if you have any Taurus in your chart, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius. But everybody's going to feel it. Everybody. And that means you. So whatever you're feeling, feel it. Feel it, but then let's not add to it and stockpile a building that is crooked and leaks and then they said this and they never did that and I can't pay that bill because so and so borrowed money and they didn't pay me back. Okay, whoa. We're just going to feel it. We're going to feel it and then we're going to release it. And that's where you go. And that's where you go. And then you think of my voice in your head going, be still. Be still. Just be present, be still, watch a movie. I love movies. They take, it's not, I'm not saying like only watch a movie and don't ever do anything again, but especially when you're feeling something that big, whatever the emotion is. And it could be a happy emotion. It could be sad, thinking about, our dog transitioned on Monday. And we have moments, like the first 2 days were hard, very hard. But then we had moments of, oh, be careful, don't step on oh, wait, she's not even there. My husband saw a boot sitting next to my chair and was like, be careful, don't roll. Oh, wait. So it takes a while to let go of what we know. And so when you're letting go of something, an emotion, a feeling, a person, an idea, a behavior, we look for the familiarity of what was, instead of looking toward what is and then what could be. Let's go there. Let's go there. Oh, thank you, Amy. Appreciate it. Miss Annie? Miss Annie? Annie, get your gun. All right. So, folks, back next week. Remember, let me know what you want to talk about. Open forum next week. It could be anything in astrology or metaphysics. Just come with topics and then we can have a lovely conversation and raise our vibe. And if you get pissed off at someone who cuts you off, you just want to scream and yell, hey, pal, up your vibe. All right, folks. That's all I got. Abadi. And I will see you next week. Have a beautiful week.